And the next sum is question number 2. And question number 2 says that you have to write the equations of two equation of lines passing through the point what 2 comma 14. Okay, so and so it's very easy because you see here in this point x is 2, y is 14, isn't it? So we can make many equations satisfying this equation. For example, two equations are it's very easy. Okay, simply you just write x plus y equals to, so what is x? 2, y is 14, so 2 plus 14 16. It's very easy, isn't it? Or you can write, and so this one was first, so x minus y. So x minus y equals how much? X is how much? 2 minus 14. How much? 2 minus 14 is minus 12. So this is also another equation. Or you can make many, right? Isn't it? You can make many equations like this. That is why the answer for the next question is, how many such lines are there? There are infinitely many such lines which passes through the point 2 comma 14. Okay, you have to write there are infinitely many such lines which passes through the point 2 comma 14. And why? The question is why? Because if you see, suppose this is a point. Okay, I'm just giving you the explanation. So clearly, how many lines can you make passing through this point? See, one line, this is also passing through this point. 2 line, this is also passing through this point. 3 line, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you try to make, you can make infinitely many lines passing through the single point. Okay, so that is why you have to write the equations of all these lines. Okay, so you can write there are infinitely many such lines which passes through the point 2 comma 14, because infinitely many lines passes through a point. Okay, so that will be the answer for question number 2. Okay, so now question number 3. So the question number 3 is point 3 comma 4 lies on the graph of this equation. So the equation is given line. In fact, you can write line is how much? 3y equals to ax plus 7, right? And which point lies on this line? Since this kind of sum we have already done in the previous chapter, previous exercise, in previous exercise. Okay, so since the point 3 comma 4 lies on this line, so if the point see 2 comma minus 1 lies on this line, that is why it is satisfying this equation, isn't it? So obviously this point lies on this line, means this point has to satisfy this equation. Okay, so if I put the values of x and y here, so it will be satisfied. So you have to put 3, what is y? Because it is 3y, right? Y is 4, equals to a x is 3 plus 7, right? And it will be 3 4s are 12 equals to 3 into a, 3a plus 7, isn't it? Then it will be how much? 12 minus 7 will be equals to 3a. I hope you know how to solve. 12 minus 7, 5 equals to 3a. Then how much will be a? A will be 5 by 3. So this is the answer. Okay, so it was very easy. Since this point lies on the graph of this equation, obviously this point satisfies this equation. So simply I substituted the values of x and y here, isn't it? And then I got the answer of a as 5 by 3. Okay, so let us move to the next question, that is question number 4. Okay, so the question number 4 says the taxi fare in a city is rupees 8 for the first kilometer, isn't it? Okay, so for the first kilometer, for first means from where you started till 1 kilometer, the fare is rupees 8. Okay, now after that, now additional kilometers, okay, subsequent distance means after 1 kilometer, when you further go or further travel for the next kilometer, okay, that means for next from 0 to 1 kilometer, the fare is rupees 8. From 1 to 2, now if you want to travel further, then from 1 to 2 kilometer it is rupees 5, means it is reducing. Then 2 to 3, 5, 3 to 4, 5. So additional 5 rupees will be charged for the further distance, okay. So for each kilometer, okay. So now so you what is given? The distance covered is x kilometer, okay. So now total distance is how much? Distance equals to x kilometer, isn't it? So and the total fare is how much? Fare is y, rupees, obviously, okay. You have to write the linear equation for this information and you have to draw its graph, okay. So I'll just form the equation, you will draw the graph, okay. So how will you form the equation? So if you travel the total distance of x kilometer, okay, so fare for the first kilometer is how much? Rupees 8. That is for 1 kilometer it is 8, okay. So now after that, to travel the x kilometer, okay, for the remaining distance, that is apart from 1 kilometer, leaving 1 kilometer apart, after that the fare is rupees 5, okay. So so for how much distance? So for how much distance the fare is rupees 5? Obviously x, out of x for 1 kilometer it is 8. And remaining distance is how much? For remaining distance, so I'll write fare for remaining distance, that is, so remaining distance is how much? For x minus 1, because for first kilometer it is 8, it is gone, okay. So for x minus 1 kilometer it is how much? Rupees 5 per kilometer, okay. So how much is total fare? Therefore total fare is how much? So for first kilometer it is 8, okay, and for next x minus 1 kilometer it is 5. So for rupees 5 per kilometer, so for x minus 1 kilometer it is 5 into x minus 1. So this is the total fare, but according to the question, total fare is how much? Y equals to 8 plus, so you open this bracket, because I am just substituting total fare by y, because you know total fare is y, okay. So how much? So if you open the bracket, 5 into x, 5x minus 5, okay. So then it will be how much? 5x y equals to 5x plus 8 minus 5 is 3, okay. So this is the linear equation in two variables, okay. So now you can find the points, right? You can find the points for x and y similarly as we have done previously, right? So after that you can draw the graph, okay. So this is your homework, okay. You do it as your homework and you draw the graph after finding the points. Find the points and then draw the graph, okay. So the next one is question number 5. So if you see question number 5, that is also your homework, okay. That is just a MCQ, okay. So there are two graphs and for each we have 4 options, because each column we have given for figure 4.6 there are 4 options, 1, 2, 3 and 4, right? And for 4.7 also there are 4 options, 1, 2, 3 and 4, okay. So out of those you have to choose for the given graph is for which of the following equation. Like for 4.6, which is the correct equation out of this 4? These are not for 4.6, okay. That is only for 4.7. So out of these 4 you have to see which graph. So there are points, given in the graph, okay. You have to check which of the following equation satisfies all 3 points. If you check one point, if you check simply if it is 0, 0, if you check, maybe all the equation satisfies that, Okay, but you have to check for the remaining two. The equation which satisfies all 3 points will be the answer. Similarly, for question number, figure 4.6. 4.7. Okay, so for 4.7 also you will check the graph and you will verify the points with that equation, with all the equations. The equation which satisfies all 3 points will be the answer. Okay, so these are your homeworks, so do it properly, and I want your homework to be neat and clean, and the graph should be neat and clean, and you have to use the scale. Okay, so then in the next class we'll move to the next chapter. Okay,